Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and I'm back with another video. Today we're talking about the 2024 IFBB Pro League Empro Pro Women's Bodybuilding, Women's Physique, Figure, Wellness, and Bikini results. This is going to be a huge video, so let's just get right to it. And in terms of Olympia, of course, last year's top three in each of those divisions is automatically qualified, and then the first place winners at this show are also going to be qualified for the Olympia. Very exciting. All right, so let's begin with women's bodybuilding. In first place, Nadia, second, Martina, third, Vanessa, fourth, Elizaveta, and fifth, Annabelle. And the scores looked very even all the way through. So here's Annabelle in fifth place. Check out the size on her. Oh my gosh, those are huge quads. Humongous lats. She is very dense, very full, extremely big. It is awesome. She's got a really great V taper. The quad sweep absolutely catches my eyes. I think her tan needed to be darker to show off her definition a little bit more. I find it's way too kind of washed out. But also I think her conditioning could have been sharper. Like there's some really great detail by her quads here, but I think those lines could be a lot more deep and easy to see and clear and sharper all the way up into her thighs. She's got some nice flat abs with some good definition, but I think it could be even more detail coming through in the abs. She's overall extremely impressive, but I just think the conditioning could have been more tan darker just to show off that physique even better. I also feel like to make her waistline look smaller and to have more of that really exaggerated X with the teeniness in the middle, I would have her suit bottoms come up way higher. So rather than being on the hip, I would bring them up closer to the belly button. That way you see the V a little bit more than your eye kind of being cut off here. But like I said, super impressed with her size. She looks great. Next in fourth is Elizaveta. Amazing legs. And also, I'm loving the detail in her upper body. She really managed to get these biceps to pop. The amount of definition around the delts here, just it looks awesome. Nice full triceps, beautiful lats. And I love how her suit falls the straps right at the bottom of the lat. It just makes the lats look even bigger. They've got this outlining extra with the black strap. She's got some nice detail coming through in her midsection, really good quad sweep in the legs. This leg in particular, that roundness here looks fabulous. Some good detail. I still think, again, this is another competitor who could have a little bit more definition coming through. Clearly, she's got some great lines, but I think they could be sharper and just a little bit easier to see. A slightly darker tan might help with that as well. You're seeing it a lot in this leg. She's probably flexing it a little bit more because she's up on the toe. And the same suggestion as my last competitor, I feel like to really make her waistline look smaller and to accentuate the V and that wide to narrow and then narrow back out to wide so that you have the X, I would bring the straps higher up onto her waist. Like you could have the lat strap here and the hip strap here almost like side by side so that it looks like it's just going from wide to tiny waist and right back out. Right now, my eye is being kind of cut across the middle of her stomach, which is not making it look smaller. It's just drawing your eye from side to side. So a different cut of the bottoms, I think, would be super flattering, but super impressed by her size, the quad sweep in particular, and all this detail on this leg here. I'm loving it. Okay, next and third is Vanessa. Here we go. A little bit more conditioning than we've seen. So the detail is sharper, it's crisper. You're really seeing the lines in her legs. Her abs look really tight and flat and a much more flattering cut on the bottoms. I'm definitely drawn to that the narrowness of her waist. She's nice and tiny in her midsection. Beautiful detail. So it's not always about size. She's not the largest lady, but she's got, in this top five, but she's got some really beautiful definition, nice tiny waist, good posing. But I do think to balance out with these amazing quad sweeps, I would like a bit more lat. If she could get a bit more width here, I think your eye would see the curve of the lat, the narrow waist, and then the curve of the leg. It'd be a little bit more balanced. Right now, I'm seeing a little bit more of that curviness to the lower body and a bit more narrow in the top. But I think her tan looks fantastic. I'm super impressed by her waistline, the ab definition, and I think she looks really good. Next in second place is Martina. Gorgeous. Okay, so she's looking really well balanced. I love how wide her lats are in comparison to the quads. I think she just has this really pretty flow in her silhouette, and you're just seeing curves upon curves. A curve of her bicep here, then I see the curve of her tricep, these super round lats. I actually kind of like this little twist she's doing. I don't normally, because I find from a symmetry perspective, it makes the body a little bit more contorted and less of an X, but it's a subtle twist here, and it's making her midsection look quite nice. And man, great size in the legs and some good definition. You're seeing that the teardrop, you're seeing the line coming right up into her hip. Looks awesome. I like that her straps are quite thin in the bottoms. I wouldn't mind if they were a little bit more of that V shape, just so that you're really kind of drawing an outline around the V taper, but she's got it. She's got the narrow waist with the really big flared lats, so I think she's looking awesome. Perhaps a little bit more definition, like striations and that super shredded look, a little tiny bit more in the legs would be awesome. And I feel a little bit more delt height would be fabulous, just so that she's got a bit more of that full round shape by her neck. But my gosh, she does look really incredible. And now in first place is Nadia, and she nailed everything. Crazy detail, the lines in her legs, striations, feathering, look at all these little bumps. Oh, it's so cool. Vascularity, and she's lean, but my gosh, like this quad looks like it's gonna explode over her knee. Like there's so much size and just so much density. It's such a beautiful shape in her legs. She's got big hamstrings, she's got big lats, and the definition is amazing. Really nice lines in the abs, great lines in her arms, beautiful shape in her lats, and the tan is perfectly dark. So really good view of the definition. I think she could have had a bit more gloss, a little bit more sheen to kind of highlight some of the areas. You can see there is some on the quads, but I do find that from head to toe, it's quite monotone. It's quite matte. The suit definitely pops, but I'd like to see a little bit more of like highlighting on some of those beautiful round muscles. That's kind of the only suggestion. Of course, she could do a higher strap, but I'm still seeing the V very clearly. I think she's got a really great overall shape, nice balance, and good symmetry. So even though she's doing that little bit of a twist here to make the obliques look really good, I'm still seeing a nice level upper body. The shoulders are beautifully in a straight line, very even, so it's not throwing off any of the symmetry of that beautiful X shape. So I think she nailed it. And then side by side, here's where Nadia stands out from the width of her lats. Like, holy smokes. I think fourth and fifth also have some really big lats, but they don't have as narrow of a midsection as Nadia does. So her V is really easy to see. The legs, everybody's legs look really good, but I think you can see Annabelle needed a little bit more conditioning to have just a bit more of the shapes of the quads themselves come through. Vanessa's conditioning looks fantastic here. Martina, the legs look really nice and round and full, and Elizaveta, oh my gosh, I think her legs are the biggest on the whole stage. The hamstrings, these curves, incredible. But when I look at Nadia, I'm seeing so much width in the upper body, and it's such a good match to the width in her lower body. Here, Martina, I think she could have more lat to really balance out when I compare her to Nadia. And Vanessa as well, I think a little too narrow in the upper body when you've got Nadia beside her. So a great win for sure. And then from behind, again, I think Nadia takes this one. She's extremely lean in her glutes. You've got striations. You've got that really etched out square shape. All of the muscles in her back look extremely full. Her waist looks tiny and beautiful definition coming down her legs. Vanessa doesn't quite have as much detail into the hamstrings. Martina doesn't quite have the detail in her glutes or all of that definition into her back. No one is comparing to Nadia in this back pose. And so there she is, added to the list for Miss Olympia 2024. Okay, moving on to women's physique. In first place, Sandra. Second, Paula. Third, Julia. Fourth, Sana. And fifth, Lenka. And again, very even scoring across the board. So here's Lenka in fifth place. Gosh, she's beautiful. The smoothness of her skin is the first thing I notice. She's just buttery soft and smooth, and her skin looks absolutely gorgeous. You're not seeing crazy vascularity. She doesn't look grainy. She doesn't look overly lean. It's just beautiful. Her abs are perfect. Such great outlining in, that six pack. Her obliques are really sharp. The amount of definition in her legs is stunning, but it's still like full and round and so gorgeous. I think her legs are really eye-catching. An amazing amount of definition in her arms as well. I love how clearly outlined the biceps are, and her posing looks beautiful. Really nice level shoulders. You know what? I feel like she could stick the leg out a little further, like be pointing this foot, maybe bend this knee a little bit more, like really stick it out almost like a dancer. And I think that would do a really nice job of highlighting this quad rather than keeping the legs a little bit more close together. Just really exaggerate the width on the bottom part of the X frame. But that's really my only suggestion. I think she looks absolutely stunning. Beautiful suit color, nice makeup. Her hair is off her shoulders, so she looks gorgeous. Okay, here's Sana in fourth place. I didn't have her in the exact pose, a photo that I was looking for, but this is the next best thing, and man, she looks great as well. Really nice definition. Check out the quads. Wow, you're having a lot of detail all the way up to her hip. Her glutes look fantastic, even all the way down to her calves. Like, she looks extremely detailed. Nice oblique. I think she has to be careful of her midsection, really try to keep it tucked in, really pulled in tight. But the overall shape, particularly the back, this lat, the curve of her back, the glute, super impressive. Great detail in her arms. I love the height she has on her biceps. I wouldn't mind to see a little bit more size in the delts so that they're a bit higher and rounder here, which I also think would help to give that really exaggerated V-taper shape. If we can have a lot of width and curves and roundness and size on the top compared to the stomach, it just makes the waistline look even smaller. So that's all I have to say. I think she looks really awesome. I love the suit color. I love her makeup. She's got a nice pretty lipstick. Her nail polish is coordinated to the suit. Like, she looks amazing. Okay, next and third is Julia. Fabulous. Love the red lip with the red suit. I love the color of her tan. She's got some nice gloss and sheen to highlight the abs, highlight the quads. And my gosh, her conditioning is awesome. I'm loving all the detail in her quads, the striations, the lines go all the way up. It's like her obliques start the line and it just keeps on going all the way down to her calf. It's incredible. I think she's got some really nice size in the shoulders. She's got good balance with the shoulder to the arms. But I do think she could be more exaggerated in the X shape. So I see a lot of the V taper, but I think her her legs are too straight and narrow in the stance. So rather than seeing an X, it's more of like a Y shape in the posing. Physique-wise, she's got it, absolutely. Narrow midline, narrow waistline compared to her lats and legs. But I think if she could exaggerate the width in the quads, in the quad sweep, in how far her foot comes out here, I think that would help with the X. I wouldn't mind if she had a little bit more size in the lats. I think that would help to make the V even more extreme, but I'm so impressed by her definition, and I think she looks lovely. Okay, next in second is Paula. I was very surprised to see Paula here in women's physique. I'm used to seeing her in figure, so this was amazing, second place, and she looks fabulous. Great definition in her legs, really nice definition into her biceps here, the triceps. Like, check out this line. That's awesome. I do think she needs more size in her legs. She clearly has a lot of detail. She's very lean, but I think she needs more quad sweep and more mass in the inner thigh to really compare with some of these other girls. And her tan, I feel like it could have been a little darker, a little bit more even, like the color down the middle is different than her arms. So just a little bit more even skin tone color would be good. The lipstick is bright, but I don't find it's complementing her suit or her hair. So I would play around with the color. I don't have any problem with bright and bold, but I think the shade could be a little bit better with the tan and the foundation color. I think she could absolutely, have even more size in her shoulders, but her lats to me and her waistline are amazing. She's really got that great width and a nice narrow midsection. So I think just a bit more size in the legs, maybe having this foot out a little farther to really highlight the X frame would be good. But again, I'm so impressed to see her in this lineup, and second place already. That's awesome. All right, now in first place is Sandra. Holy smokes, does she look good. The legs, the definition, and the curves. She's got curves in the inner thigh, curves in the quad sweep, curves in like every single individual part of her quads, the definition all the way up her hip. She's got really defined obliques, nice lats, amazing size in her delts. I love her shoulders, nice bicep, just round, curvy, full, beautiful. But the legs in particular, man, amazing. The suit color is fabulous. I think she could bring the suit straps a little higher. Like, see how her waist is the tiniest right here before it starts coming back out? So here and here, I would try to get the straps a little closer to that part so that I'm seeing that triangle shape and it's highlighting the V. Her tan is super dark. She's got nice sheen. But again, just like I said before with the last competitor, I don't know that I love the shade of the lipstick. I feel like it's very pink and maybe a slightly more purpley tone, just to not be so bold in the lip. I like bold, I like bright, I like eye-catching, but to me, it's not complementing the rest of the with the blush and the really dark tan. I would play with that a little bit more, but I just think she looks amazing. Really, really great legs. Okay, so I mashed two photos together. I know the clarity isn't perfect, but it does give you an idea of how amazing Sandra looked. Her legs, her nice small waistline, and gosh, her upper body looks incredible. When you've got Paula beside her, Paula has a beautiful upper body as well, but the detail and the roundness in the delts on Sandra is undeniable. She's really got a great V shape. Here's where I'm saying that I think her suit is a little too straight across. I'd love to see it come higher, but her legs are amazing, really nice definition. Paula's legs stand out to me here. Santa's legs look awesome. Okay, what am I doing? Everybody's legs look really good. Beautiful size. But Sandra to me has the smallest waist in comparison to the size of her legs and the size of her lats. So her X looks really good. As far as posing, I still think Paula could be a little bit more wide with her legs so that it's more of an X shape. Lenka, I'm loving her upper body. I love the detail in her abs. The six-pack definition looks really good on these three. I think both first and second place could have a little bit more of the six-pack showing, but like, my gosh, everybody is really incredible. And then from behind, whoa, Sandra, the back is nuts. It is so 3D here in the middle of her upper back. Nobody is even coming close to that fullness and the definition around all of her muscles. Her delts look insane. The size, the height, the roundness, and the striations. Crazy good. Nice small waist and really tight and defined glutes. The lines coming down her legs are fabulous. I think the size of Paula's glutes are extremely impressive. Julia, I'm really noticing her lats in the back pose here. I think Lenka could have had a little bit more definition into the glutes and the back of her legs. Sana, amazing outlining of the glutes, but I think a little bit more size would be nice in comparison to her legs. But like, these women are all incredible. Okay, there she is, added to the list for Olympia 2024. Okay, moving on to women's figure. In first place, Lena, second, Jenny, third, Nadine, fourth, Amanda, and fifth, Denise. And once again, very even in the scoring. Okay, here's Denise in fifth place. Wow. She looks cool. I love that ponytail, the color of her hair. Her makeup is more subdued. It's not the bold lip we've been seeing. It looks really cool. She's this more, the focus is just on her waistline, those shoulders, and her conditioning. Oh my gosh. The legs, the amount of lines you're seeing look really good, but the fullness in the quads, her waistline is so small and really nice size in the delts. I wouldn't mind if she had a bit more lat though, so that your eye goes more over the delt, like all the way to here. And then if the lat could kind of begin where the delts leave off. So I think that V would be really cool if we could get just a little bit more size in there. Her waistline is so small. Her shape is fabulous. I think her suit is really lovely. She's got a beautiful color. It's like a smoky turquoise. It's just overall a really cool look. I love that her hair is off her shoulders, so you have such a great look at her upper body. She's looking amazing. The tan color is a bit on the orange side for me. I wouldn't mind if it was a bit more of a brown, a deeper, richer hue. That's kind of it. Like, I think she did amazing. Okay, next in fourth is Amanda. Wow, great size in her quads, and her shoulders are massive. Really round, really full, absolutely stunning. I find that she's bending a little too much in the knee. I'd like to see a bit more straight up and down. Keep the toes turned out. I think she's getting a good amount of sweep to the quad, and she has no space on the inner thigh. There's just so much size here, but I wouldn't be so bent in the knee so that it's just, to me, it's something I noticed right away. She's not as upright as the other girls and straight in the knees. Beautiful definition coming in her midsection. Really great size in those lats and delts. The definition could be a bit more, particularly when we just saw her fifth place was so defined. I think she could have a little bit more detail coming through in the legs. You can see the line here, but just a little bit clearer, a little sharper, maybe a bit more of that really easy to see outlining of the delt. That's it. Like, I think she really does look awesome. I find her tan in her face, the foundation color, maybe she could lighten a little bit more in kind of like the middle part of her face, just so that we see her features a little better. But I think overall, she looks really beautiful. Okay, next in third, Nadine. Wow, her V-taper is impressive. Really solid. Like, her lats look really good. Her delts look awesome. Particularly this one. To me, in terms of symmetry, I'm almost seeing a slightly different shape in this delt than I am in this one. Like this one seems longer and then more of a gentle slope here, whereas this one almost seems like it's got a bit of a dip and then a much more much greater of a slope on the side. Maybe it's just the photo. We're not exactly straight on center. We're kind of at a bit of an angle. So that's probably all it is. But my gosh, she does look really good. I just feel solid. Like she's so put together. Her posing is really good. She's really showing off the V. The fit of her suit is flawless. The bottom comes up so high, right to the absolute tiniest spot on her midsection. So your eye goes from these amazing delts right down her suit and creates such a fabulous V. I also love the design. It's this butterfly effect, and it draws your eyes from the middle outwards to the lats. Her tan is beautiful. It's a nice color. It's dark. It's got good gloss. Her legs are really shining. Like, I don't know. There's nothing she could do differently. She's really looking good. Maybe if I can give any kind of a suggestion, maybe to relax the hands a little lower. So there's a bit more of the, like this part of her arm coming down. I think right now my eye is really coming up and looking here across here. And I think she could bring the hands a little lower, maybe a little more in line with her waistline. That's really my only suggestion. I think she looks really, really good. Okay, here's Jenny in second place. My gosh, the delts and the waistline are crazy. Her V is nuts. Just so much height, and then the lats, like she's got lines in her lats. Her lats have lats, like, wow, this is crazy. Really nice shape, and what a midsection. Super flat stomach, great ab detail. Look at all the detail she has in her obliques. Crazy. Like it's curve, and then tiny waist, really straight, and then right back to the curves in the quads. Stunning. To me, I think she could have a little more curve to the quads, and I think she could do it simply by turning out her toes. Just to have that turnout in the foot, I think would make a bit more roundness into the sweep. Because right now, I see so much of this part of her silhouette, and I want to see a little bit more into the legs as well to really balance with the curves up top. I think her suit is lovely, really nice colors. Her hair is pretty. Her makeup is nice. It's not too crazy. It's just very complimentary. The jewelry is nice. Like everything looks amazing. So really just turn out the toes a bit to get a bit more of the curve of the leg. That's it. Unreal. And now in first place is Lena. Oh man, she looks so good. She's really doing amazing this year. Her waistline is so small, and my goodness, does she ever have a wide lat and delt. Like the V is fabulous. The definition in her abs, gorgeous. I get the impression she's not quite in the pose in this photo. It almost seems like her arms aren't quite where she wants them to be here. There's a bit of almost a lean into this side here, right? Do you see what I'm saying? It almost seems like this side is more crunched in than this one, or maybe just the suit. I'm not sure. Something about it is a little bit almost a crookedness, but she just looks so good. Her abs are perfection. The sweep of her quads looks really good in balance with her upper body, and the definition is fabulous. Really nice detail in the legs. I do think, though, her tan could be a bit darker and a bit more brown and a little less yellowy orange. I love her hair color, love the suit color. It's a really pretty color combination. It fits her great. I love how high the straps go. Like she's gorgeous. Okay. So here's the side-by-side. So certainly in the stage lineup photos, the tans look darker than they do in the individual photos. I didn't have a clear enough picture that I liked with Denise in the lineup. So you can see the lighting is different depending on where you are. So, wow. Jenny's V-taper is amazing. Amanda's delts are insane. Nadine's leg, the definition in her quads is stunning. Denise's midsection, her waistline is crazy. But then Lena has like all of those things. She has nice definition. She has great abs. She's got a tiny midsection. She's got really big lats. She's got round delts. She just looks really, really good. I like the balance between lower and upper. She always has the most big, contagious, beautiful smile. And her waistline really gets me with all that definition. The six-pack looks awesome. And then from behind, Lena's glutes and the lines coming down her legs look really good. I love how she's got this little peak here in the glute ham tie-ins. That triangle looks amazing. And it's like they point to the line of her hamstring. Looks really good. Amanda has some crazy detail coming through in the glutes, but she doesn't quite have that same triangular shape into the tie-ins like you're seeing on Lena. Denise, my gosh, is she ever lean. She has like a diamond shape into her glutes. It's crazy, really tiny waist. Just the detail is fabulous. Jenny, I'm loving the size and shape of her glutes. I do think though the definition in the back of her legs could have been a little bit sharper. Even a bit more definition into her back muscles. I feel like Lena is getting some nice detail and some good, they just look very popping. Nadine looks fabulous. I love the curve in her glutes. She's got good size in her sweeps and really nice width into her V-taper. But Lena, that midsection is so tiny and her glutes are really impressive. So here she is, already on the list, but she's headed to Olympia. All right, moving on to women's wellness. In first place, Leonida. Second, Danae. Third, Katerina. Fourth, Carlotta. And fifth, Anna Maria. And once again, very even with the scoring. So here's Anna Maria in fifth place. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, her shoulders. It's like the light is just shining on her. She is gleaming. She's absolutely stunning. The curves in her shoulders and the balance of the size of the muscles in her arms. I love it. She's really muscular. Her lats look fabulous. She's got a gorgeous upper body, and wellness isn't even about the upper body, but I love it. I think the width, that triangle shape she has, she's beautiful. Really nice flat stomach, tiny midsection, great obliques, and then man, oh man, the curves in the lower body, that shape of her glute is gorgeous. I love that the curve starts right at her suit, goes all the way to the hamstring, and it's got this nice little dip. Beautiful. Nice quad sweep, great size in the hamstrings. I think her tan is gorgeous. The glossy sheen looks amazing. Her suit color is super pretty. The makeup complements it perfectly, like a mauvey purple. Absolutely gorgeous. The only thing, I would be really careful about the hand coming out too far to the side. I would think a little bit more of a natural shape, just let the hand fall, and to be really twisted open so we see the lat and clearly have a nice view of that triangle. I have the impression that the judges were more like over here and we're a bit off to the side, so I'm sure it's a different picture right from the center, but still, she's stunning. Okay, next and fourth is Carlotta. Beautiful, really nice delts and her traps. Oh my gosh. Great muscle size in her upper body. This is another athlete in wellness that is really impressive. Arm muscles, great lat, nice back. The curve here, beautiful. Really nice curve to her glute and hamstrings as well. Nice quad sweep. I do think that she needs a little bit more definition in the legs. Like that line that you usually see here, the groove in the hip and the line coming down to outline the quad, just a bit sharper. You can see she's got detail in the back leg. She's got nice obliques, but I want to see the line a little bit more. I think her posing looks good. She's very sideways, which gives you a great look at her profile, the silhouette of her glute and her back. That nice triangle shape is coming through here, but I do think to be even more twisted, to bring this shoulder more forward, this shoulder more back, you'd get even more of that triangular shape that really complements the lower body. So a bit more of a twist in the upper body while keeping the lower body exactly as it is, and a little bit more conditioning to just have a bit more of that lean look into the legs. But I love the suit. I think the makeup is nice, a very bold lip. Maybe it could be a bit more of a red shade. I'm almost getting a pink tone in the photos, but like she looks amazing. Okay, next in third, Katarina. Wow. Fabulous glutes, and I really like the definition around her quad here. So a nice outline. You're seeing detail in the back leg. The just gorgeous, full and round everywhere you look. I do think she could have been a little leaner, even with those compliments of the definition. I think her midsection could have had a bit more detail, like some abs, a bit more of that sharp line outlining the delt. Maybe even the tan could be a bit darker. I know she's at the back of the stage in this photo, so it could just be a lighting thing, but I feel like the definition is not coming through enough. I want a little bit more of those crazy lines to really show off the size and shape of the muscles. Beautiful suit. I think she could have done a little bit more of a red to the lip rather than the nude. I like the blonde hair. I like that she's got her hair to the back so you can see her upper body. Beautiful leg. Like this quad sweep is so nice. Looks great. But yeah, I think if she could really try to highlight that triangle shape in her upper body, make the midsection look tiny, really get some detail into the abs, it would be even more extreme of a look. Okay, here is Danae in second place. Love it. I love the lipstick. I love her suit colors. She looks beautiful. And she's kind of doing a lot of the things that I mentioned with the other competitors. So her hand is coming down nice and kind of naturally down the side of her body, but she's not covering her glute. She's really highlighting that triangle shape. So you're seeing the lat and the delt, and she's super twisted. So her shoulder is coming out nice and far, and this shoulder is coming very much towards the front. So you're seeing a great look at this triangular shape and great balance and symmetry between left and right. I love it. She's got a nice size to her lower body, really good detail coming through on the back leg. I, again, still think that she could have a little bit more definition into this groove and the line coming down here. But I'm loving the detail on her back quad, and I love the sweep. I'm not crazy about her hand being right over top of her belly button. Maybe that is strategic to really bring the elbow forward and make that triangle shape really visible. But I'd like to just see more of her abs myself. But that's it. I think she looks really good. Her makeup, her suit, her tan, it's gorgeous. Okay, Leonida in first place. She really kind of takes it up a notch. The fullness, like it looks like her skin is about to burst. Her quads are so pumped and round. It's crazy. But also she's got really good definition. Like this groove here, I've been waiting to see someone really nail the groove, and she did it. It's really clear. The detail around that little teardrop shape looks good. Nice definition, nice curviness in the legs, and her midsection is so tiny. So all you see is that beautiful silhouette. She's posing fabulously. The delt looks round. You're seeing the other delt really well. The waist is nice and flat. just her midsection looks small. You see that width, that triangle, and you see curves upon curves upon curves, but also with definition. Like, she nailed it. Love the lipstick with the color of her suit. It's a perfect combination. Looks great against her skin. Her tan is gorgeous. The color, the evenness, but also all that sheen. Like, you are drawn to this quad, you're drawn to the glute, and you're drawn to her delt. They just, every piece of the puzzle was completely perfect. Okay, so here's the side-by-side. I absolutely noticed the waistline on Leonida compared to her delts. You got that really nice shape of the triangle. Danae, her lats look amazing. Really nice balance between the lat shape and the size of her glutes. Like, her glutes in this pose look even bigger and rounder than we're seeing on Leonida. I think Katerina has some fabulous size as well. Anna Maria, I'm loving her upper body, that curve that she has here. She also has a really impressive lat. Carlotta definitely could pose a little bit more with this shoulder forward, so you see that more triangle shape to the upper body. And then from behind, wow, these are some impressive glutes. Great detail coming through on Carlotta in the hamstrings. Really nice definition on the tie-ins for Danae. Leonida, it's the width at the top of her glutes is super impressive. Like, she's got this beautiful roundness, but it's like from here to here is so wide and so full. Katerina, I think her hair was a little too long. She could just trim it a bit, maybe a bit of a V shape to show off her small waistline. Same with Anna Maria. Right now, it's like too much of a curtain covering everything. I want to see the delts, but I also want to see the smallness of the waist so that the glutes really pop in comparison. So I think Leonida did everything right. She looks really good. Great size, great definition, not too crazy of lines coming down her legs, but some nice detail into the hamstrings. And the other thing that I noticed with Leonida is the width in her delts coming into the small waist, and then the width of her quads. Danae in second beside her has a little bit more of a narrowness in her upper body compared to her lower body, whereas Leonida has a little bit more of a balance. I know, wellness is not about balance. It doesn't have to be a perfect X frame or anything like that, but I just like how wide Leonida is on top compared to that width in her legs. And she was already on the list. Okay, women's bikini. In first place, Antonia. Second, Rukia. Third, Lisa. Fourth, Allison. And fifth, Renata. And again, very even with the scores. So here's Renata in fifth place. She looks beautiful. I love her long hair, the red lip with the red suit. Her posing looks very nice. She's very upright. She's doing a good job keeping her shoulders level. Nice size in the delts. Beautiful curves here. I think her tan could be a little darker. It's more orangey than I like compared to the red suit. I think a little bit darker, browner shade would be nice. The detail and the conditioning looks good in her legs, but I would like to see a bit more ab definition and even a bit more of sharpness into the oblique all the way down. Like, you're seeing a nice groove at the top here, but I feel like there could be more detail into the abs themselves. Maybe even a little more width in her delts. She's got nice size, but I feel like the curve could be a bit more right in here rather than this more of an angled sloping shape. So a bit more roundness to the top part so that you're really noticing the curve of the delt in great balance with the curve of the glute. But she still looks amazing. Fifth place in this big lineup of ladies is super impressive. Okay, next and fourth is Allison. She looks so good. I love the color of her suit. It's a perfect It just pops so beautifully with the color of her tan, with her hair color. Her makeup is very subdued. All focus is on her physique. It's gorgeous. Her shoulders look amazing, really nice roundness. She's lean enough that you've got some vascularity, that great overall silhouette, and man, do her glutes ever look round and full. Beautiful hamstrings. I like the curve in the leg and the back as well. She's got nice obliques and some nice definition coming through on her abs. So everything looks amazing. Maybe she could pose with her backhand a little higher up on her stomach rather than being on her hip. I think that would draw your eye more to her small waistline. It would bring her elbow up higher, and it would make that triangle shape in the upper body a bit more prominent. Right now, my eye is being drawn down to her hips rather than up to her shoulders and clavicle and the waistline. So that's my suggestion, but I love the colors. I love her suit. I love her makeup, and her posing looks great in her lower body. Her legs look beautiful. Okay, next and third is Lisa. Love the red with the red lip. Looks beautiful. Really nice, balanced proportions. Her shoulders are a great complement to the size of her glutes. Her glutes are a nice complement to the size of her legs. She's got a nice small waist. She's got a nice amount of lat showing. So just overall, it's a really pleasant, beautiful shape. She's got some nice definition coming through on the leg, on the quad here. I do feel, though, that the back leg could have a little bit more sweep to the quad, just a bit more size and fullness, perhaps playing around with the placement of this foot, maybe bringing it in a little more, or having the heel even higher off the ground, just so that you see a bit more curve here in this leg. That's it. I think she looks great. Perhaps also if the tan were a bit darker but then had more shine on it, I think that would be really complimentary as well. It could just be the lighting in the photo, but it seems like the lower part of her legs are quite a bit darker than her shoulders. That's it. She's amazing. Okay, next and second is Rukia. Love it. I love seeing her in the top 5. She looks really good here. Her waistline in particular. I love how her strap of her suit is right here at the bottom of the waist, and then her glutes just seem to keep going. She's got a lot of width, and it's fabulous. Nice definition in her hip here. She's got a good amount of definition in the back leg as well. I like the quad sweep here on her back leg. Beautiful hamstrings. Just overall, her legs look amazing. Really nice fullness in her lats. Great size in her delts. Beautiful, really. Maybe she could try twisting a bit more. I love how much you're seeing of the back shoulder, but just to get this shoulder to come a little bit further out so that the hand could fall more straight down, I think that would help to really make the hourglass apparent and to open up the lat to our view so we could see it a bit more. Right now I feel like her arm is covering up the lat but then coming out to the side rather than the arm being more to the side to begin with and then just falling straight down. The only other thing I could think of is perhaps a little bit more red tone in the lip rather than that mauve so that it matches the suit a little bit more. That's it. I think she looks amazing. A fabulous second place. And now in first place, Antonia. Ooh, she looks good. Really tiny midsection, particularly compared to her glute. Like you are seeing a crazy amount of size in the glute and then a crazy tininess and flatness in her midsection and beautiful lats and nice size in the shoulders. Just awesome. She's at the very back of the stage, I think. She seems like she's close to the letters here in the backdrop. I think the lighting might be a bit different back there because there's certainly a darker look to her upper body than her lower body. And of course, you want to have a nice even color from head to toe. But I'm really impressed by that glute size, the waistline. I think she's got nice size in her shoulders. Her suit color is beautiful. Pretty hair. I like the side part. I think she needs to be careful with this hand, maybe twisting it so that the wrist is facing like the like the palm is to the back of the stage rather than down, because right now I find that this back shoulder is being flattened and straight rather than maintaining that curvy shape. So I would play around with the wrist, maybe the elbow, so that we make sure that this maintains a good round curvy delt. That's the only thing. I think she did a really great job. Nice detail. I love the conditioning. The definition is outlining her quad beautifully. Okay, first thing I notice of the lineup, Antonia's waistline. So tiny. I feel like Lisa has too much of her stomach facing the front. She should be at more of a 45-degree angle, or, more sideways in the belly button. But my goodness, do I love the definition she has around her quad. Rukia in second place also is a really nice midsection. I love her obliques. She's got some nice size in her legs, but no one is coming as close to that tiny shape in Antonia's midsection compared to that fullness in her glutes. Really awesome. Allison looks beautiful here. I'm noticing the shape of her legs in particular. Great lats. But I do think that this hand is too low. I see it again. Compare, for example, Lisa, who's got her hand up higher. It brings your attention up, whereas with Allison, my attention is coming down. Renata, beautiful overall shape, but I think when I look at Antonia, it's just so hourglassy when you look at the delts compared to the glutes. Just really nice fullness and size and roundness. And what a midsection. I can't say it enough. All right, and then from behind, stunning. Everybody looks amazing, but I love the length of hair on Antonia because it really lets you see her tiny midsection and that beautiful shape in her delts. Allison, my goodness, what a V she has. A lot of size in her upper body, coming very narrow. Renata, the length of her hair is fine, but I think she could do more of a V shape to highlight the tininess of her waistline. Rukia and Lisa, hair looks good, glutes look good, really nice size in the legs here, good fullness and curve. I'm liking the definition into Lisa's hamstrings, but Antonia, man, her tan is so dark. Her glutes have such a nice outlining. She's got nice size in the hamstrings. I think Allison could have had a little bit more definition coming through into the hamstrings and the glute ham tie-in. And the waistline, again, I'm commenting on it again, is just so great. Great detail, great hourglass. She nailed it. And in terms of Olympia, there she is. So that's it for this show. There were a lot more recaps coming your way. It's a busy time of year. So please subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a like if you like this video. Comment your thoughts below and come find me. I'm on Instagram at turquoise toffee.